If you want to learn how to cut cardstock with your Cricut, this bookmark project is the perfect place to start. It's simple, fun, and teaches you all the basics of Cricut cardstock cutting. If you can cut a bookmark, you can just as easily make gift tags, paper flowers, cake toppers, banners, and more, all of which I cover in my new book, Cricut for Dummies. This bookmark tutorial actually comes straight from chapter 21, where I walk you through 10 beginner Cricut projects step by step. I made these bookmarks to give away at my first 2 book signings at Barnes & Noble. My book is packed with step-by-step Cricut tutorials that walk you through everything from simple cardstock crafts and vinyl projects to more advanced creations like personalized clothing, stickers, and even wood or leather goods. I spent a solid year writing it to make sure that it has everything you need to master your Cricut, whether you're using the Maker, Explore, Venture, or Joy series. You can grab it wherever books are sold, and I'll leave the link in the video description. If you're new here, I'm Carrie. My channel actually used to be called Crickuter because when I started, it was exclusively all about Cricut projects. But now I share everything from Cricut crafts to laser engraving, sublimation printing, DTF printing, small business tips, and more. I've been on a mission to make money working from home, being my own boss, and I share all the different ways that I do it here. If crafting and making money interests you, then make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video. All right, let's go over the materials you'll need for this Cricut bookmark project. First, you'll need a Cricut machine. I'm using the new Cricut Maker 4, but any Cricut can cut cardstock, so use whatever you've got. For the blade, just stick with the fine point blade that comes with your machine. Next is cardstock. For my bookmarks, I wanted something super colorful and fun since I was giving them away at Barnes & Noble book signings. The design is made up of 2 layers, a solid rectangle for the base and a decorative cutout for the top. I alternated foil pastel cardstock and gradient glitter cardstock so every bookmark looked different and could be mixed and matched. I also used some black cardstock for a good contrast, all of which was purchased from my local Michael's craft store. You'll also need a cutting mat. A blue light grip mat is recommended, but a green standard grip mat works too, as long as it's not brand new and super tacky. To make sure your cardstock sticks well to the mat, I recommend using a brayer tool, but if you don't have one, a scraper will work too. A spatula tool also comes in handy for lifting the bookmarks cleanly off the mat once they're cut. And finally, glue. I tested a few different kinds of glues, from sprays to sticks to precision bottles, and had some fails before I found one that worked best. So I'll share that with you a little later. Once you've got all that ready, let's hop into Cricut Design Space and I'll show you exactly how to make these bookmarks. Open up Cricut Design Space and click on New Project in the upper right-hand corner. Then click on Blank Canvas. Next, we're going to upload our design. Click on the Upload button on the left-hand side, then click Upload Image, Browse, and select the file that you want to import, and then click Open. Then click Continue. You can see there's a checkered background behind everything, so that means the background has been removed. That's what we want, so we don't have to do anything else other than click Upload. The bookmark design I used came from Creative Fabrica, which is my absolute favorite place to get fonts and designs. They've got tons of SVG files, fonts, and Cricut bookmark templates that are perfect for this project. The best part is that Creative Fabrica's all-access subscription is only $3.99 a month, and it comes with a commercial license, so you can actually sell the projects that you make legally. That's way cheaper than Cricut Access, and honestly, a better deal if you want to turn your Cricut crafts into a side hustle. I'll link Creative Fabrica in the video description so you can grab the same design that I used, but without the Cricut for Dummies text that I welded on. I tweaked this design to make it my own. Now, if you don't want to upload your own design, you can also just search for Bookmark inside the Projects library or Images library in Cricut Design Space. Just keep in mind that a lot of those designs do require a Cricut Access subscription. If you're not sure if Cricut Access is right for you, I actually break it all down in Chapter 6 of Cricut for Dummies. The next thing that I want to do is resize my design to be a little bit smaller. Right now it's 7.33. I want it to be 7. So right here, I can click 7, enter. Now I want to make the second piece that goes behind the bookmark, and I'm going to do that using shapes. Click on Shapes, then click a square. I'm going to change the color so that it's easier to see. Let's zoom in. Now I'm going to drag this over and grab the side and drag it to right about there and there. Now you can click on this layer and right click and click send to back. And this is what your bookmark will look like. Now all you have to do is click make. You can save the project if you want. Right now the Cricut wants to start on this screen, which has the top layer. If you click here, it shows you the bottom layer, and you can adjust project copies here. So I need to make a bunch of these, so just click the arrow up a bunch of times, click apply. So you can see it fits 4 bookmarks to a sheet. Right now, the Cricut thinks that our material size is a 12 by 12 inch piece of paper, essentially. Since the material size is 12 by 12 inch, we're actually going to be using an 8.5 by 11 inch sheet of paper. So you should click this and it will readjust your mat to show a preview of that paper size. Next, I'm going to click continue and connect it to your Cricut machine. Make sure your machine is turned on and connected to your computer, either with Bluetooth or the USB cable. All right, I just plugged in my machine and turned it on. Now let's refresh this. The next thing that you want to do is select the material that you're using. So over on my Bookmark tab, I have the 2 material settings. I'm using light cardstock for the foil and glitter cardstock for the glitter. If you're looking for these, click on Browse All Materials and then just search glitter. And then you'll see glitter cardstock, and I bookmarked it by clicking here. It turns green when you bookmark it. Then you can close out of here, click on your bookmark tab, and then you can find the things that you're looking for. So first I'm going to cut out this design using the gold foil. So I'm going to click on light cardstock. I like to change the pressure to more just so I can make sure it cuts through all the way. Step 2 is where you load your tools and materials. It says load fine point blade and clamp B. I already have the fine point blade loaded. So all you have to do is press the blinking double arrow on your Cricut machine to load the mat. Remove the protective film from your mat and try to put it somewhere you won't forget where to find it. It's transparent and I've lost mine more times than I care to admit. Then grab your cardstock and stick it to the upper left-hand corner of your mat. Roll a brayer or slide a scraper over the paper to press it flat so it stays in place while cutting. One thing I did to get a lot more variety out of my gradient cardstock was just turning the paper different directions each time I cut it. That way the bookmarks all came out looking a little different depending on where the colors lined up. Then slide it under the 2 tabs on the sides of your machine and then press the blinking double arrow to load the mat into the machine. If you're using the Cricut Joy, the machine will automatically feed the mat in for you. Then press start and let the Cricut work its magic. I always recommend keeping an eye on it while it's cutting, just in case the paper lifts or tears. Look how clean those cuts are coming out. There's no tears, everything looks perfect. When it's done, press the blinking double arrow again to unload the mat. That looks so pretty. Now you can remove your bookmarks from the mat. Peel away the leftover paper and reveal the finished bookmark. Then use the scraper tool or your fingers to grab the bookmark and pull it up off the mat. I tried to keep the paper really tight and flat when I lifted it up. I didn't really want to use the scraper because then it would pull up all of the little bits that are stuck to the mat, and I wanted to just pull the whole bookmark up first. And then if there's any little pieces left, like the circle in between an O, you could use your weeding tool to pop it out. Most of the excess pieces that you don't need stay stuck to the mat. When all the bookmarks are pulled up off the mat, use your scraper tool to scrape away all of that excess paper that you can throw away or save for confetti, whatever you like to do with your paper scraps. Do you have anything that you use them for? Let me know in the comments. They almost seem like they're too pretty to throw away. So now you can grab another piece of cardstock and stick it to the upper left-hand corner of your mat, and then go back into Cricut Design Space. If you wanted to cut this on glitter cardstock, which is a different size, the glitter cardstock is 12 by 12 inch, you would change this material size to be 12 by 12. When you do that, there's a lot of extra space over on the side where you could add more bookmarks so that you make the most out of your paper. If you wanted to do that, you can go over to another mat and then click on these 3 dots and click Move Object. And then you can select the mat that you want to move it to. So you could click here and then click confirm, and it automatically places it in the upper left-hand corner if you can't find it. So you'll see if we drag it away, here it is. And then you can rotate this, and you could squeeze like another one here. And let's see if we could fit even more. I can't tell if it's going to touch at the bottom. Let's zoom in. And it looks like it might just overlap. So you could tweak it and move it up a little bit if you want to get real nitpicky and try to get the most out of your material. Oh, where'd that one go? Oh, there it is. Maybe we could even fit one more there. Keeps hiding it on me. Where are you? There it is. That's so weird. I wonder why it decides to put it there. So yeah, then you can use the little rotatey tool and move it around. Looks like we can't fit another one here because it overlaps. So if you're like, oops, I can't fit that, just double click, move object, and then bring it back to a different mat. Make sure you zoom in close and make sure nothing is overlapping. And then when everything looks good, you can click continue. And remember to set your material to glitter if you're using glitter. And I always change the pressure to more. Before the event, I glued most of mine together, but I also left some unassembled so that people could mix and match their own colors. That way they could decide if they liked glitter on top with the foil on the back or the other way around. It was fun seeing how different each bookmark turned out just by swapping the layers. I tested a few different glues before landing on what worked best. E6000 spray glue clogged, aerosol glue made the foil ink run, and while Barely Art glue is one of my favorites, it was just too pricey and messy for a public table. What ended up being perfect were UHU glue sticks. They're easy, clean, and worked great for this Cricut cardstock project. Just make sure to protect your table with paper towels or scrap paper while you're gluing. And here's another tip: don't press them inside a book to dry. My friend told me to do that so that the bookmarks would dry nice and flat, but what actually happened was the glue stuck to the pages inside the book and tore them out. Luckily, it was just an old college book, but lesson learned, that doesn't work like you think it might. On the back of the bookmarks, I also added a sticker using Cricut's Print Then Cut feature. I printed a QR code that links straight to my link tree where people can order the book, check out my YouTube channel, and shop my favorite products. If you want to dive deeper into making stickers with Cricut, I already have a YouTube video on my channel about it, and I cover it in detail in my book, Cricut for Dummies. Check out Chapter 18, Mastering Cricut Print Then Cut, or Chapter 19, Creating Custom Stickers. Both walk you through everything step by step. I'm actually thinking about turning that QR code sticker idea into one of my next videos. Would you want to see that? Let me know in the comments. These bookmarks were such a hit at my Barnes & Noble book signings, and they're still one of my favorite Cricut beginner projects. They're easy to make, super customizable, and the perfect way to practice cutting cardstock. If you want to see more projects like this, hit like, subscribe, and don't forget to check out my new book, Cricut for Dummies. If you make these bookmarks, I would love to see them. Share a photo in my Facebook group. I'll leave a link down in the video description. Or you can post them on Instagram with the hashtag Cricut for Dummies so I can find your projects. You can also add hashtag Cricut Bookmarks if you want to get others inspired too. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.